Hi, I'm here in Ella Bay Rainforest, just outside Innisfail in tropical North Queensland. Here with me today is Adrian, local reptile and amphibian expert. Adrian, tell us a bit about what experience you've had with reptiles and amphibians.
Well, Hayley, I've had a great deal of experience with both of those, and mainly through zoos and wildlife parks in Australia and Southeast Asia.
Oh wow.
I guess my interest in reptiles started as a little tacker. I was about knee-high, and I used to chase lizards and geckos and frogs and that kind of thing.
So what sort of reptiles and amphibians am I likely to find in the rainforest of tropical North Queensland?
Well, we've got a large range of reptiles living in the rainforests of North Queensland, and they're all tropical species, like the saltwater crocodile, which is the world's largest reptile.
Yeah.
And we've also got one of Australia's largest snakes, the amethyst python.
So we've got the largest of everything.
Well, we seem to, all in one spot right here. But as well as that, Hayley, we've got a whole range of little animals. So we've got leaf-tailed geckos, Boyd's forest dragons, lace monitors.
So in a little creek like this, what sort of reptiles and amphibians am I likely to find?
Well, in this particular little creek here, Hayley, we've got saw-shelled turtle, which are a little turtle about that size, and they've got a serrated edge to their shell. Lovely little things, freshwater species. We've also got a whole range of small lizards and even frogs. Lots of little frogs live underneath the banks and also in the foliage along the stream edge.
I'd love to see a frog.
Well, let's go and find one. Let's head this way.
Adrian, what type is this?
Well, Hayley, that's a white-lipped tree frog. These guys are common throughout North Queensland. In fact, this little guy, if you have a look at the front of his lip there, you'll see that white stripe all the way around his mouth, and that's where he gets his name. They're also called the giant tree frog because they grow so big. In fact, they get nearly double that size, and they're the largest frog in Australia.
Really? I heard that Ella Bay is home to some endangered species of frog.
It certainly is, Hayley. We've got Australian lace lids. We've also got waterfall frogs. And they're highly endangered species that live in the rainforests and the creek systems around Ella Bay.
So Adrian, you mentioned earlier about crocodiles. Now they seem like really interesting creatures.
They certainly are. They're fascinating creatures, Hayley, and that's because they're the world's largest living reptile. Saltwater crocodiles can reach sizes of 5 and 6 metres long, and in fact I've heard of unconfirmed reports of 8-metre crocodiles.
That's amazing.
That certainly is. They're very large reptiles, and that's what makes them potentially dangerous to people.
So they must have like really big teeth.
They certainly do. An adult crocodile's teeth are about that big, and they're interlocking teeth. So once they've grabbed you, you can't get away. Crocodiles launch from the water's edge or in the water, grab their food, drag it underneath the water and drown it. There are crocodiles at Ella Bay, and they like to inhabit coastal swamps and billabongs, and we need to look out for them because crocodiles view us as food. If you come up to a billabong or a swamp, obviously if the water is murky, stay well away. If it's shallow and clear, you can see all around, then you can jump in and have a little swim. Crocodiles like to inhabit murky water where they can hide from their predators and also sneak up on their prey.
Wow, that's great advice. So Adrian, I want to talk a little bit about your favourite type of reptile, the snake.
Well, this little chap I've got right here is the jungle carpet python. And this fellow is extremely exquisitely coloured, as you can see. And the reason for those irregular black and gold patterns is when he's on the rainforest floor, or indeed in the treetops, he actually looks like dappled light and shadow. So it's actually, even though it's very bright and quite flamboyant, when we look at him like this, amongst the forests, he disappears because he's very well camouflaged.
So what's your favourite thing about snakes?
Well, I think they're remarkable creatures. They're a bit misunderstood, mainly because they can and are capable of biting people. But as you can see, if they're treated properly, they're really not interested in sinking their fangs in.
So how can we coexist with snakes?
Well, a bit like the way you'd coexist with birds or anything else, Hayley, and that is just to observe them from a distance and generally don't interfere with them. If you go and stir a snake up and he feels threatened, he's likely to bite you because he hasn't got arms or legs, he can't kick or scratch. So the only sharp bit on him is that end, and he'll use it if he feels like his life's in danger. So as long as you can keep them feeling as if their life's not in danger, then they can live alongside us quite happily.
So thanks for talking to me today. It's really cool to get the inside story on these really awesome creatures.
It's a pleasure, Hayley.
Until next time, guys.